love featuring artists you should know about, and today we're heading to Nashville to chat with singer-songwriter Nick Smith. Nick grew up in Virginia, left home after high school to chase his dream of being a country singer. His recent single, FM Waves, is out now, and Waylon, one of our listeners, requested it and asked if we could get him on the show. And guess what? Here he is, Nick Smith. First, Nick, thanks so much for coming on.
What do you say, man? How you doing? Yeah, no worries.
Well, wow. Well, researching you first, you joined the high school choir. You bought your first guitar at 18. Besides meeting chicks, what was the motivation?
Ooh, the motivation? Well, that is tough. I think you really nailed it on the head right there, man, when you said the chick thing. That was I think that was about it back in them days. But now I guess money, man, and just happiness of singing, man. I just love singing. So I bought a guitar because I love singing. That was the motivation, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I mean, was your family into music? Or, I mean, nobody really was, were they?
Man, they were not. I wish they were, because I might be a little farther by now. But nah, nobody I knew grew up with in my family didn't play nothing and sing nothing. That's just, it wasn't in the cards that way for me. But
yeah, if you go to YouTube and look him up, there's a preview documentary you did in 2015. Who did this? It's pretty sweet.
Oh man, that was cool, man. I got the privilege to I got reached out to by a fella named Clifton Jackson, man, and that's cool that you saw that. I didn't know that. I didn't even know if you could still see that or not, but that's cool, man. Clifton Jackson, man, he was a college senior graduate up at George Mason in kind of like Virginia area, if you're familiar with George Mason, but he was graduating, man. He had a senior project is what that was, and he had to pick somebody and do some kind of film documentary or whatnot. And I think actually we went to the award show when he was graduating there, and with that same video and I guess documentary, he actually won the whole daggone thing for his graduating class. So that was pretty cool. And that was, at the time, that was actually free. He did all that for free for me. And it was just helping me out, man. And I guess I was helping him out, but he was technically helping me, 10 times more. So I was stoked.
Well, it's an incredible documentary. Your story's really cool, Nick. Are you still riding motorcycles?
So that is a tough subject. I don't know if you know, I'm riding less and less every day, man. I hate to say that, but I do got a bike still, not a street bike, but an old chopper style. And, obviously the law, man, and then just I guess just not wanting to get in an accident anymore, trying to be healthy is the key, I guess, when you get in your 30s, you know what I'm saying? And I guess I don't even know what to say on that, man. Do I ride? I mean, I guess before spring, I would say I was riding, but my business partner, Austin, who's also an artist and stuff, he actually passed away from a bike we were riding, and he got into an accident.
Oh,
he
jeez.
died in May. So, yeah, man, that was some intense stuff, and that's making me slow down even more on riding. So, I don't know if I ride anymore. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, he's done with it for a little while anyway. That's tough, Nick. Sorry to hear about that. Well,
sorry.
The stories about your first album, about recording, becoming a musician. Where is the first album?
Where? What do you mean where? You mean where?
Because I don't find it anywhere. Your first album you did.
Okay, so again, this is all recent, man. I had that thing up for like 10 years. That was the first time I recorded in Nashville with the true like session band and all. That was fun. That was a good experience. And I had it up. I loved it. Those songs, they still mean a lot to me, and they're still out there. In different forms, but for streaming purposes and things, I was directed to take it down by some of my team, and which is very small right now. It's not a lot of people telling me what to do, but for the most part, a couple of people with some decent insight had recommended that since my whole sound is really making a big change, and since I'm pushing for this whole new branding on New South and all, trying to do that, that old record and that old album really just didn't really fit my style. And I can agree with that, and the recordings and vocally, they were the best they could have been back then. But right now, I think we're on a different level. So it was, I guess, more proper to not, confuse the people, if you will.
Well, that's what I figured. That was kind of the case. Is you're in a little bit of different direction, and maybe when you become rich and famous, you can put it back out here in 20 years and sell 1 million copies. Your dad was a tree cutter. You started out doing the same thing when you went to Nashville. What are you doing now?
Well, I just love business, man. I actually, I really truly enjoy making sales and meeting new people and just talking the talk. And that comes with all aspects of business, meaning music, tree cutting, just selling something in general. But I own a handyman company and I have a tree company still, which I do still perform tree service here and there. I've slowed down a lot this year, putting the new music out. I've tried to make that the utmost focus. So the focus is not on making as much money this year. It is more, I guess, spending. So we're just trying to build that music, So music is really what I'm doing mostly right now, recording and just trying to be in the studio and make video content. It takes a lot of time, a lot of money. So.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because that's half of the underlying in the documentary is you trying to spend money on your music. It never ends, Nick. You're always going to be spending money on your music. That's for sure. New South Country. This is your genre that you've started now. What is it, Nick? Because we just heard say the word. We're going to hear FM waves. What do you say to people? What is New South Country?
Oh man, New South. I knew that topic might come up. No, that's great, man. That's really the half of it is I'm doing me musically. My artistry, I guess, pulls from so many different styles of music, and I think a lot of guys who are big right now, I think they're pushed in all different directions musically, and I think New South for me was something that I feel like, even though I'm in my own world doing my thing, I wanted to make sure that, those out there who feel the way I do have somewhere to stand. And New South is essentially, a good way to put a name to it when people say that's not country, even though it may still have attributes of country or their soul is coming from the country. I felt like New South, and South being country, and new being new music, new sound, going somewhere that hasn't been, which, I don't know how to explain that, but New South, it's just new edge of country, I guess you could say. So there's a lot of guys been doing that, for actually about 10 years. A lot of my interest pulled from like Florida Georgia Line and Sam Hunt. Sam Hunt was he was on fire, man, back in the day. And I just feel like a lot of those guys have tried to do some very, very modern country, and I think they want to, a lot more of those guys. I think Morgan Wallen, I think all of them, I think a lot of them love it more than they can say. I think they want to scream it on a mountain, and I guess they're just not in a position. But I feel like myself being in my position, I do get to scream it on top of a mountain. So
exactly.
That's New South, what I'm saying?
And he's doing it. There's a little rap. There's a little different flavor to it. But, we're enjoying it. Go check him out. Nick Smith Country is at nicksmithcountry.com. Just type in Nick Smith Country on Facebook, Instagram, even on TikTok. His latest single, FM Waves, along with an awesome video, is out now, and you're going to hear it here in a second. What's really cool is Sierra. I found she's the party. You guys are like on the tailgate. She has brown hair. I'm like, is that her? And yes, that is her. She has been with you the whole time, Nick. This is an awesome story.
That is surprising. I'm surprised she's still with me. I don't know. I can totally agree with that, man. I guess I've done my best to keep her happy and make her the star of the show. She's the good looking one, so we try to put her up as much as possible. I try to, right now, if I could have her, her image on the phone, that would be good for both of us. So,
well, I was going to say, she has gotten better looking in the last 10 years. I don't know if you've kept up with her so much, Nick, but
oh, I've kept up with her. I try. She's 5 years younger than me, so she's still got that youthful energy, man.
Oh, okay.
Keeps me young, you know what I'm saying?
That's what it is. We have Nick on Zoom. You can't see him, but he's got like a flannel on, but he does have the white T-shirt. I was like, dude, how many white T-shirts does this guy own? This is the signature for Nick Smith.
Oh man, I got so many interesting topics that I would love to elaborate on. One is the white tee, man. You know, I cut trees in a white tee my whole life, and just the white tee just seems to make sense for everything for me. So I guess maybe 3 or 4 years ago, man, I just started realizing that they're cheap enough that I could just wear a new one every day. So usually I buy several packs at a time, you know, 15, 20, 30 packs, and I actually wear a brand new one every day, man. And
really?
Kind of been my thing. And yeah, man. And I find it cheaper than going out and buying, you know, logo tees and, you know, colorful other t-shirts. You know, it's just kind of seemed to make some sense for me. So I just love a fresh, brand new tee. I mean, you can't beat it.
So what do you do at the end of the day? Instead of throwing it in the laundry, you throw it in the trash?
Well, see, there's the other plus. See, then I put it into bags, and then it goes, I wash it, obviously, and then it shrinks, so then it don't fit right. And then I put it into a bag, and I use it for a handyman. Instead of buying rags at Lowe's, you know, they use it. So we recycle them, essentially, man. We put them back to use, and sometimes I put them in the truck, man, and use them as rags for oil, whatnot, so.
Yeah, multiple uses for his white T-shirts. That's for sure. That's hilarious. Sierra must like the beard because you didn't have much of a beard in your younger years, and now you've been rocking the beard for a while.
That is again a very interesting detail. Yeah, that's all her, man. I wouldn't have a beard probably if it wasn't for her. She said
really?
It looks manly, so I definitely did that for her. So.
Wow. Well, she had to marry you because, like, in all of your videos, I'm like, dude, this guy attracts a ton of women. I mean, you're a good-looking guy. But there was just females everywhere.
Oh, my goodness. Well, you know, that, again, I don't know. I don't think that's me. You know, I was thinking, I like to think, you know, to be honest, that was just, you know, people want to party. And so we say we're having a big old party, and they coming. So
yeah, you know. they show up. Do you have a dog? You had a golden doodle. I don't see any dog running around the house.
Nah, I put her up for the interview here. She's great, man. That's my dog Ammo. It's a girl, but I named her Ammo for Bullet. My wife, she hates it because she thinks it's a boy name, but I think it's like Amy, but cooler. But yeah, no, she's great, man. We used to have puppies actually and sell them, and we just wanted people to experience, you know, golden doodles, man. We love them so much, so we love our golden doodle to the max. It's kind of the American dog for us, man.
That is classic. I love that name for a dog, Ammo. So that's approved by us out here in Wyoming. That's for sure, Nick.
Dude, Wyoming. You know, every time you keep saying I tell you, Wyoming, man, that is a place I gotta go.
Yes, you do.
Is it as great as they say?
Depends on where you are, but yes. Because if you go to his Instagram, go check out Nick's Instagram because he just posted a video of kind of him growing or showing his stuff in Virginia, which I was like, dude, this guy has to come out to Wyoming. You're killing deer, you're shooting, you're hunting. I mean, that's what we do out here.
Oh, okay. Well, I gotta come, man. I'm coming. I'm ready to put my bags up and just hit. I don't know, drive. I guess drive if I'm bringing some rifles and stuff. So
yeah. Don't
is
fly.
that where Yellowstone is? Isn't that where they do Yellowstone?
Yes, yeah. Well, they film Yellowstone in Montana, but there's more Yellowstone in Wyoming than there is in Montana. They try and steal it from us, but no, we have 99% of Yellowstone, and then I don't know why they film it in Montana. It must be easier. Who knows? But the FM Waves video in Malibu, did you have this trip planned? Was it your 1-year anniversary? Why were you there?
Well, my producer, actually, he made the song with me, FM Waves. He helped. He was a co-writer on it, and he produced it and everything with me and recorded it. And he went out there, actually. We didn't actually plan on shooting that video initially. He does his own artistry as a Latino artist. And he went out there for a show, man. And believe it or not, he actually got scammed, man. Some guy booked him to come out and play, and he put like $1,000 in a promo and booked his flights and everything and was headed out there. And the guy canceled on him right beforehand and sold a bunch of tickets, and it was just a real sketch scenario. But while we were already pre-booked, and I said, man, I'm going to come out there and watch your show. And I said, maybe we can get some good content at the time. And then he got canceled on, so we ended up actually just flying out there and making a whole new agenda, which was to get content and then shoot a music video, and that was FM Waves. And it was fun, man. It actually turned out, I think, for the best. So great experience and killer content. And that video actually portrays seriously like the trip itself. I don't know. It was, to look at it, man, it just brings back so many good memories, man.
Yeah, no, it's an awesome video. Go check it out, FM Waves by Nick Smith. On the documentary, I mean, I see why he won. The ending about your mom, that tugs your heartstrings, Nick.
Yeah.
I mean, we can talk about her for a second. She had a drinking problem. She passed away when you were 16. Do you have any siblings?
I do. I have one sister. Her name's Heather, and she lives in Virginia with her family. And she experienced that whole, life scenario with me, with my mother. And man, I haven't talked about this in quite a few years. That's interesting. I appreciate you bringing this up. But, I really don't know what to say about all that. It was an experience. A lot of people go through some hard times. I know a lot of people can relate with, childhood issues with, going through family issues while people have, drug or alcohol.
Oh, yes.
And, you know how it is, man. But for the most part, she passed away when I was 16, like I said in that documentary. And I don't know, it made me a heck of a lot better man to not drink. I don't know if you know this, but I don't drink, and I never actually had a beer, never done any drinking of any kind or drugs. And it's pretty much because of her growing up. And I can't even say how much that I think that's gotten me to where I am, and how much I weirdly appreciate what she did for me. So I don't know.
Yeah, well, and you say it in the documentary, her passing probably saved your life.
Yeah. I mean, I would say so. That, and made me grow up a lot faster.
Yeah.
Than, which is also a good thing. I think a lot of times, even nowadays, people shelter their children too much. I think it's a good thing to expose them when the time just comes, because you can't grow up too fast. I think the faster you grow up, the more you learn, hopefully the longer you'll live.
Yeah, it's great. Well, and you love tea. Is it sweetened or unsweetened?
Oh, what do you think, man?
I don't know. I'm wondering. I think he's drinking some right now.
Oh, yeah. I got the Chick-fil-A. You can hear it, ching-a-ling-a-linging. Chick-fil-A every day. I didn't know they sold unsweet tea in America, but...
So it's unsweetened?
It is sweet. It
is sweetened. Okay, well, that's what I thought.
Oh, yeah. Do they have sweet tea in Wyoming? I know up in Jersey and New York and stuff, I go there and they don't have it, man. I say, give me some sweet tea. They say, we don't have that here. It's like they make it an agenda. I'm just curious. What's it like in Wyoming?
It's mixed. We have sweet tea and we have unsweet. We have kind of both. I think there's even a choice, We'll make both of them out here. So there you go. You can get sweet tea or unsweetened tea in Wyoming. You'd be set. Another reason to get out here, Nick. That's for sure. The documentary, you mentioned your producer. Who are you working with? Somebody in Nashville, I'd imagine.
Yeah, man. Right off the hip, for the longest times, I've got two pretty sweet producers. One named Elisha Hoffman, man. He's a cool cat. He's very, very cool, man. He brings something extra to it. And he's actually the one who did Say the Word with me, which we dropped back in June. And then my newest producer, Alejandro Medina, he's the Latino artist and producer I was talking about. He has a very young aspect to him, and he really gets me on a real level. And he's been doing a bunch of songs with me that we're coming up with. And everything's fresh and modern. So there's nothing not fresh and modern about what we're trying to do here. Just trying to, push to the other side of what maybe has not been done, or at least keep on trying. We're always trying to go somewhere where people haven't gone. We're trying to. It's hard though when you're surrounded by so many great, talented musicians. But yeah, no, they're great, man. They're the best for me. So.
Well, you mentioned he's Latino. There is a Latino flair. That totally is in there.
Oh, okay. Well, and actually, I don't know if I told you that too. I forgot to mention he's an all-around. Y'all should look him up if you ever have any interest. It's Alejandro Medina, and his company is Third Line Productions. He's on fire, man. He's so talented. He's got his own music too. He's got everything. He actually should be touring the whole planet right now. I don't know how he's not, but hopefully here soon enough. And hopefully he'll still make some time with me to make some of these songs. But he shot that whole music video too, FM Waves. He shot the whole thing by himself, and he's got all the cameras, all the drone stuff. He's nasty, man.
Wow, that's impressive, doing the music video and producing the music at the same time. That's sweet. FM Waves, tell us about it before we play it, Nick.
FM Waves. FM Waves was made for the FM Waves. We wrote it for to and for hopes to be on the FM Waves, and country, keeping it country, trying to keep it a little bit of me, and then also keep it a little bit modern and a little New South, man. It's a good representation of New South. So that's FM Waves, man.
Awesome. What's next? We got more singles. We got what's coming up in the works?
Oh, we got so many songs, man. I've got actually probably about 2 albums worth, pretty much done. Just needing a little final mix. Just trying to, plan all that. We really go off the hip around here. But yeah, we got another single probably coming out in about a month or 2. And then probably another one after that, maybe an EP. I don't know how we're going to release yet, but at some point we want to put out a whole album, and that should be before summer of 2024. And then we're going to try to tour on that and try to get out and do some openings and do some touring with some major artists and really get out there. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah. Keep your eye on him. Big things are coming. NickSmithCountry.com. He's on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. His latest single, FM Waves, along with an awesome video with him and his lovely wife, Sierra, in it. Go check it out, and you will love it. Nick, thanks so much for coming on.
Hey, no problem, man. And shout out to Waylon and Kelly, man, for doing this for me, for reaching out to you. I appreciate that. And I just thank you, Jeff, Rick, so much, man. It just means the world to me for you doing this and playing FM Waves. You're the first to ever do this for me and play FM Waves. And like I said, I really appreciate it. So.
Yeah, we appreciate him coming on. Awesome stuff. It's Nick Smith. It's FM Waves. It's KIX 96.5.